Hi, namaste, it's Kala, and welcome to my video and to my channel. And so today I just wanted to talk about moving out of your comfort zone. Now I don't know if that's going to be the title, but the theme of moving out of your comfort zone and when you have to do something difficult is the subtitle. So I just wanted to share some tips, and I myself just recently, why this came to my mind is I recently had to give a presentation, so a public presentation and lead a workshop, and I honestly hadn't done that exact type of workshop in like 2 or 3 years, really. So I was super nervous, and I did do it, and it just got me thinking, how can I put out something that might be helpful for you guys? If you have any questions or anything, you can ask below. So some things that I came up with that I did, and as a teacher, I used to be a professor, so the first thing is going to make so much sense. I'm taking from that background, but also what worked for me in this actual time that I did it. So say you have to do something, and I'm going to assume it's something like public speaking, and I know you've heard the thing about it being like almost rated above like death as the most scary thing. There's some list, supposedly scientific list about that. So anyway, the first thing, if you have to do something that is around doing a presentation or a talk or anything like that, especially, you have to be in front of people, and if you are a a sensitive person or shy or more introverted, I consider myself an extroverted introvert, if that makes sense. I definitely am introverted, but I can appear very extroverted. So how to do it without stressing yourself out, okay? Because you want to move out of your comfort zone, for sure. You want to grow, you want to learn, you want to do things with your work and your dreams and whatever. So the first thing I would say is, of course, prepare, prepare, prepare. I think it's the most important thing. So I wrote it 3 times. Prepare. So, and as soon as you can, don't put it off. Start preparing your presentation or your speech or your demonstration or like your thesis, presentation, whatever the big thing is. Start as early as you can to prepare. Ways to prepare and that I found really helpful are, first of all, write it down. So if it's a talk, or you're going to lead a workshop, or even if you're going to film a video and you're worried about it, write down an outline. That's the easiest way. Like, write the general portions of whatever you're doing first. Don't try to get all the detail first. Just write like an outline, like the first part, the second part, the third part. That's what I did. And again, as an educator, this is like a really accepted way, because you just put the general stuff out there. You can always go back and edit, and then you'll add more detail. Like your intro, what do you want to say? The middle part, what do you want to say? The main point, how do you sum it up? And the end. Okay, so I would write it down. Then, this is a little, it's not unique, but I really, really recommend this, is to act it out. Act it out. I did this when I was in yoga teacher training, and a long time ago, and I think I was like 1 or 2 people who did this, and people were like, oh wow, that's a great idea. They thought, I think they were like, what's she doing? Because I literally, during the yoga teacher training, so we had to do some demos, of course, I just acted as if I had a class in front of me. It was an empty room, and some other people were practicing in like other corners of the room, and I just started talking and doing my yoga voice and leading the workshop and making corrections, and there was like nobody around me. I was completely making it up. And of course it went really, really well because I'd already rehearsed it. So basically, play, act, or rehearse what you have to do. Actually do it, like rehearse it. If you're going to be up on stage, set it up so that you feel like you're on stage, or if it's going to be in front of a camera. Absolutely, really, really works. Another tip is to rest beforehand. This is key. I know there's a certain paradigm where you just push through and you stay up the night before. I don't recommend that as the best way. Rest beforehand means the night before and even a couple days before. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, that you're eating well, all of that self-care stuff is really important so that you're rested, so you don't go up looking tired, and especially if you suffer from anxiety. In general, all of that is so important. So watch your caffeine intake, watch your sleep, watch your diet, okay? So rest beforehand. And then right before you're going to go on to do this thing, plan some way that you can get away by yourself for even 5 minutes, okay? So like say it's a speech right before, maybe within that hour that you're going to go on, find a time in a quiet room and go and set aside some time to meditate, do either just some deep breathing, some relaxation. I have different techniques, or you can just Google or YouTube other techniques. Maybe I'll make that a separate video. Maybe I'll make that a separate video, like how to relax right before you have to do an event. Some things could be deep yogic breathing, short meditation, something like that you can do quietly. I wouldn't necessarily, you can do that, I wouldn't necessarily read over my thing. That can be after, but you need a quiet moment to recenter yourself, okay? So I just want to go over it. If you're moving out of your comfort zone, write down your presentation, play act it out, rest for a few days beforehand, make sure you've got all your self-care in order, and then right before you're going to go on, within like an hour or so before, take time where you can center yourself so that you feel really strong and centered and nothing's going to throw you off. Okay, so these are some tips when you're moving out of your comfort zone, have to do like a presentation or teach a new type of class, workshop, or something just that you've never done. All right, hope this helps. It worked for me, like I said, and be well. Namaste.